Welcome to the Metal Margarita Show. We're so excited and honored to have Crystal Davis with us, running for mayor of the town of Plymouth in Washington County, North Carolina. She's a community leader, town councilwoman, has done many things, and has a great love for this part of Eastern North Carolina. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about yourself? I'm excited. It's a pleasure to be on your platform today.
Yes, it's wonderful to have you and to have this conversation, to be able to learn more about your journey into politics and
Yeah.
just how you came to be in this part of the state. So tell us a little bit about your upbringing, where you were born and raised and how you ended up in Plymouth.
Wow. So my parents are originally from Plymouth. My dad was in the military. He was in the Army 30 plus years. So when he retired, we moved back to what they call home is Plymouth. I had a pleasure of visiting Plymouth in the summers. So I would spend, 1 week per summer here in Plymouth.
So those visits ended up being permanent, sounds like.
It did. When my parents retired, they decided to come back home to what they call Plymouth. And so it became my permanent residence. So that was when the culture shock came in. I wasn't used to the small town restraints that came with living in the small town. No structured activities, it was limited alternatives. So that was a culture shock for me because that was something I wasn't used to.
You overcame some challenges as a young woman. Do you want to share some of those with us? That maybe some of this kind of molded you into the work you're doing now.
It definitely did, due to the limited alternatives and the limited structured activities. It did. In my childhood, I rebelled. I rebelled a lot. Teen pregnancy, which is a lot here in our town. I got married real young. I kind of dibbled and dabbled a little bit, in areas that were not conducive to how my parents raised me. And all that, I think, reflects back to the culture shock and the limited opportunities here. So definitely I rebelled and went in the wrong path in my adolescent years. When it came to as a child, I did.
What was the point in your life and the part of your journey where you decided, I need to make things go in a different direction, maybe head down a different path, but this path led you towards community activism and service and helping others around you? Was there something that you went through that kind of sparked that?
I've had many obstacles and challenges throughout my life and my childhood due to, again, this being a poor small town. I think what kind of changed my mindset is I read something that stood out to me. And Gandhi said, you must be the change you want to see in the world. And so in order to become that, a part of the change, there's no structured activities. There's limited alternatives. So therefore, I needed to become a part of that change. So that's when it just shifted. And I said, I started out on the Plymouth Housing Authority Board for low-income housing. And so that's why I began to start with advocating for low-income houses in the same neighborhood that I lived in. So I lived in low-income housing. So I became a part of that board. And then it went from council to now what will be mayor. Yes.
And that's one thing that our neighbors always want in our leaders is that they can relate to us, right, and understand some of the things that we're going through and some of the challenges that we're faced with in certain areas, especially in rural communities such as Plymouth and the surrounding parts of the county there. Just lack of things like lack of transportation and access to healthcare many times, and things that people take for granted in bigger cities. As you become a councilwoman, but tell us about how that came about, because that's no small thing, and it's a big step.
It is, and I was blessed to have the opportunity to run for council. Actually, at that time in my life, it was a pivotal time. I was always an activist. I always advocated for people in the community, but I was going through some things in my personal life. And someone reached out to me and asked me to assist because, again, with my activism work, with a project in a low-income community. So I advocated on that project. We had 35 families that were to become homeless. So I advocated for those families. And again, I had a lot going on in my personal life, but I still took on the task. And I spoke at a town council meeting, one of many. But this one kind of was dear to my heart because, again, I lived in that neighborhood prior. And so it spoke to my heart to see that many families become homeless and no one cared. No one cared. No one stepped out to help them. So I spoke in that meeting. There was no avail. No one still helped. And so I became their voice and I helped them find homes. That inspired me even more. When I sat at that table and I watched those people at that table that I fought and said, listen, we got to help these people with a home, and no one at that table cared. And so I said, listen, I got to be a part of this. In order for me to be proactive in what I'm doing, I need to sit at this same table. So I decided to take that $5, put my name on the ballot, and I ran. And I won. They know me. They know me as an advocate. So they know that if I say I'm going to get something done, I do just that. And of course, they relate more to me because I'm just like them. You know, I'm just like the people. I'm no better than anyone else. And so that's what makes them relate more to me.
And you know, it's the time that you've been a councilwoman, you've had some certain accomplishments and things that you've, you know, been responsible for making happen. Can you give us a little brief overview of that? Some of the things that you've kind of had your hands in?
Oh, wow. So, you know, of course, me doing things differently, it came with, you know, change always comes with resistance. So it wasn't easy to accomplish some of the things that were accomplished in just a year and a half in my first term. These things have never been accomplished, which was odd to me in 2 decades, you know. So let's start out first is I start with the employees. I met with the staff, and many of the staff, well, all of the staff, I've gave long overdue raises. That's where I started at. We did a salary increase for the police department. And so by doing that, that enhances safety and community support. You know, he wants more safety in the community. We increased the budget for the fire department. That was done. We have a marker coming for the first Black mayor, which was Sean Hawkins, that was never acknowledged. So we have that coming. We have a park on Wilson Street. It's a low income neighborhood that's coming. We did work and assisted on the accomplishment of the Underground Railroad Monument, which is pivotal because it's right downtown beside the lighthouse. We paved roads. This is really pivotal. We brung the Board of Adjustments and the Planning Board up to compliance. And so what that does is it increases opportunities for small towns with large scale businesses and small businesses to come in Plymouth without barrier. And that barrier has existed for the last 20 years. My baby that we love this the most is the upcoming community center. I partnered with a nonprofit, Quality of Life ENCT. And so we'll have an upcoming community center, and that community center will have free educational pieces, GED programs and trades, after school programs, gang prevention, teen pregnancy, parenting classes, financial literacy, free activities for seniors, Zumba and bingo, job training. And all this is to enhance the better quality of life for the citizen of Plymouth. And most of all, I want to say that I've been available, transparent to the people. That is my biggest accomplishment. My biggest accomplishment is always being available and transparent to the people. And so that's those are some of the small things that I call small. You know, I'm trying to be, you know, meek and humble that I've accomplished thus far in my term as just council. Yes.
And that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that with us. And you know, it's important to see when we're right in the thick of things. Sometimes it's hard to see those things when you're right in it. So, you know, and people from the outside looking in, you know, don't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes to get all these things done, and the time and the meetings and all the effort that you put into this work and in the community and making change happen. It doesn't happen overnight, you know.
Not at all. And it wasn't easy. I mean, I tell you, you know, it's a small town, so no one's used to change. And so it's came with a lot of opposition and resistance. But we are determined not to quit and give up, and we're going to continue to fight for equal quality of life, a better quality of life for the residents of Plymouth, North Carolina. So yeah, we're excited.
So upon election as being mayor, now this would make you the first female mayor, right? African American.
Yes,
mayor of the town. That would be historical.
It would be historical.
So just you're running for this office is history in the making.
It is.
As it is. And what are some of your goals as a woman in leadership in that kind of role? And again, was there something that triggered this? Was even a bigger step to take on, a big move to say, you put yourself out there with a position like this. So what made you say, I'm going to take it up a notch and I'm going to go for mayor?
Honestly, it's definitely, I didn't even realize that it was historical. I was so busy. I've been so busy and working in the community hands-on that I didn't realize that someone just recently told me about 2 weeks ago, like, you're gonna make history. And I'm like, well, no, Sean Hawkins was an African-American, first African-American mayor. They were like, no, we've never had a woman African-American mayor. And so that was amazing to me that I'll be a part of history. And so what made me step it up a notch is just my experience on council. I knew it was time for new leadership and new change. And I know that we needed a need. There's a need here for economic growth and a better vision for our town. It's been the same way for 2 decades. So I know that I have to step up and become that voice and continue to be that voice for the people of Plymouth. So it was time. It was time for new leadership. Yes. So I humbly put my name on the ballot for that. And again, it's not been easy. It's been opposition. It's hard sometimes because, again, I'm a woman. Not just a Black woman, but I am a woman. So a lot of people don't believe that women can do such that we're not able or to lead. But it's possible because the work I've already done on council speaks for itself. So yeah, I humbly put my name on the ballot, and I said, let's do it. And so that's what I'm going for too. Yeah.
Now, once elected in this position, you're going to continue the great work that you've already started doing. Are there any specific goals that some things you'd like to accomplish?
Sure. See, we've been tier 1 for a long time. That's like the bottom in the state, the lowest in the state. So my goal is to get us out of tier 1 status. I want to reduce the utility bills for the citizens that are already financially strapped, myself as well. So when I do this for the people, I'm helping this, and I'm going through the same thing myself. And enhancing safety by maintaining an effective and user-friendly police department. In a small town, a lot of people are shunned upon when it comes to the police, and so we want to have that more available. Most of all, I want to enhance the quality of life for the people of Plymouth, and that's with economical improvement, educational pieces and resources, social opportunities, and I want to do this for the whole population. I want to lobby. I'm going to lobby for small businesses. I'm already in the making of doing that as we speak, for small businesses and businesses on a larger scale that could take us out of tier 1 status, that will bring in not only tax revenue, but it brings in job opportunities, because this town works off taxes and water. That is how our town gains our revenue. I'm definitely already in the process of working on, but I'm going to continue to reduce gang violence. So that goes back to our community center that has and it provides structured activities for the youth, so they won't go on the streets and join gangs and find other options and become statistically, in the system. So we don't want that to continue to happen. So that's why we have the community center. So yeah, we're going to take this town up a notch. It's an opportunity to grow. I can see growth. If you look, you come right through us to get to the Outer Banks. So there's so much opportunity for growth here. So we want to enhance the quality of life for the people of this town and take us out of tier 1 status. So if we do that, not only does the town win, the people win. We provide jobs and opportunities for the people of Plymouth. So that is my goal and my plan, and I will accomplish that as the mayor of Plymouth. Yeah.
And Plymouth is a beautiful town. You have a beautiful waterfront. The history, there's some beautiful structures and just timepieces of a place that has endured a lot over the centuries. It goes back a long time. So, maintaining that beauty and integrity with, the work that you intend to do is very commendable, and we wish you all the best, with this campaign. And, folks, the only way things happen is for us to get out there and vote and put our, do what you can as a citizen, which is to come out and check the box and learn about your candidates and learn about them, meet them, reach out. You know, Miss Crystal, you said you've been transparent and available, and that's one of the key things is to be able to communicate, and it goes both ways. So, you know, Miss Crystal, you've expressed, you know, your feelings, your thoughts, your goals, your vision with us for your plans for the town of Plymouth. And folks, you residents of Plymouth, you need to also return that communication as well, and let Miss Crystal know what you're seeking and what you're looking for and how you want things to change, because we can't do that sitting at home. We have to come out and be part of it, be part of the solution.
That's right. I encourage people daily to, you know, come out and vote. Your vote is power. We want to see these changes in the community, so we have to come out and vote. It is power in your vote. You know, your vote does matter. People tell me that sometimes, it's my vote. It really does matter. You know, we have to be a part of that change. So if you want to see change and you want to see us progress as a town in a whole, then you must vote. Yes, and it's real. You know, the thing is, I think people don't understand a lot of times when I hear other people campaigning and from my opponents, I'm able to provide you with realistic solutions. You know, I'm not just giving them some dream and saying that these things I can make happen that I don't have the jurisdiction to do, but I'm able to provide realistic options and realistic goals and work together with the people to have these goals accomplished. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We're going to see Plymouth go forward. We're going to put Plymouth on the map in this election. And so I'm excited. I trust in my voters. But I do want them to understand the power of we need more people to vote. And so there's power in their vote. Their voice is in their vote. This is how your voice is heard, through your vote. I'm a living testimony. You know, when I ran as council, I'm a living testimony. I wouldn't be here if the vote didn't matter. I wouldn't be able to do the work that I've done thus far if the vote did not matter. So I'm a testimony, just somebody regular old Crystal from Plymouth, you know, here in Plymouth, North Carolina. I'm not of the elite group. And so I'm here, and I'm here because the people's vote mattered and they put me here. So it's important. It's important to vote. It's important to put in place. You have a choice. It's up to you. The people don't know how much power they have when they get to decide who are in these seats by just their vote. So that's really pivotal in this election. And I'm excited. I trust the people. They know that the work I've done thus far, they know that I will continue to do so. And so I'm excited in this election. I'm ready to lead. And just like I said, I've been tried, tested, but yet proven. A vote for my opponent will be a vote for your demise, due to them openly stating that they're wanting gentrification. And gentrification will push the people down the scale. And with that, it would increase rent, and it will not assist with maintaining the strong ties and values that we have in our community as a whole. So we don't want to decrease that. So that is the downside of voting for my opponents.
There you have it, folks. On election day, you know, you need to come out and you need to speak your voice and be heard, and reach out. Now, Miss Crystal, how do you want people to reach you, follow you? You've got some things on social media and ways that people can reach out and communicate directly with you. How would you like them to follow and keep track of what's going on with the campaign?
What we do, we have some things on social media. We do what we'll continue to do. I just did a small one recently, our Moment of Clarity. And my Facebook is at Crystal Nzinga, Nzinga Davis. And that's on social media. And then you also can contact me at the Town of Plymouth, 252-793-9101. My extension is 401. And so, and they see me around. I'm everywhere. I'm always in the community day to day. So you know how to find me. But anything you want to know pertaining to the election, we'll continue to post things like this. And our Moment of Clarity is on social media that we'll be putting out once a week. So we'll let the people inform what's going on. And we also want to encourage people, we still have town meetings. So that's still going on. So although we're in the midst of an election, our town still meets once a month. So it's important for you to come in and be a part of our official meetings every month. It's the second Monday of every month. They're at 7 o'clock. We encourage people to come at 6:30 so you can get a seat. And you also can look at the town meetings via Zoom on the town's Facebook page. That's thetownofplymouth.com. And you can look at that on Facebook as well. So yeah, we want you to still be in the loop of what's going on currently even in the midst of this election. What is your town? What's going on currently? Just want to know about the grants that's coming out. We want to know about the things and decisions are being made for your town. So yeah, we want them to stay in the loop at all times. So we encourage you to come out to these meetings. Yeah, we need your support. And it's your town. You know, it's your town, it's your decisions. So we want you to be a part of those decision makings as well. And we also want you to stay informed and be involved. Stay involved.
Takes all of us. Takes a team of everyone working together to make something happen. So
we can't do it without you. We cannot do it without you. I couldn't have done it, nor my colleagues. We can't do it without you. It's a team effort. And so we are the people, and we want to continue to work with the people because we're just like you. Regular old folks. We're regular folks.
All right. Well, we wish you all the best, Ms. Crystal, and God's blessing as you work hard on making positive changes in the town of Plymouth and continue to do the good work that you're already doing. Thank you so much for being with us today and sharing some of your vision and telling us sharing a little bit of yourself with us, so we could have a chance to meet you and see what some of your goals are for the upcoming election and beyond. So
thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You have a wonderful rest of your day and keep us up to date with what's happening.
I will. Thank you so much again. Make sure you vote. Come out October the 16th. Early vote starts on November the 4th is the actual day of election, but you can vote now on starting October the 16th, and early vote because your vote counts. Thank you.